and you look really different when you go from 15 into adulthood. So it's really hard to judge from these photos.
Hi, I'm Jenna Ortega, and I'm so excited to be announcing that I am the new Rouge Dior ambassador.
Beautiful. One more time, yeah. Nice. Gorgeous there to start.
Now, Jenna Ortega can't even show up to her own premiere without the internet turning her face into a group project. Like, tell me why these creeps online are out here dissecting her cheekbones like they're in a science lab. At the Wednesday season 2 premiere, she stepped out in this insane black gown. Bleached brows, smoky eyes, the whole goth fantasy. And you guys, it was giving Wednesday Addams in real life. She looked so on brand. But of course, instead of hyping her up, trolls went straight for her face. Suddenly, she was unrecognizable, with people swearing she had buccal fat removal. And not gonna lie, the way they were zooming into every single angle of her cheekbones, that was not normal. That was obsessive. One person even joked she looked ready to break out into Michael Jackson's Thriller dance, and another compared her to a PS1 character. Like, I'm sorry? And y'all, this isn't just commentary anymore. This is bullying. Strangers playing fake cosmetic surgeons behind their keyboards, deciding if Jenna ruined her natural beauty. You couldn't tell me this isn't creepy. So here's where it all started, you guys. Jenna pulled up to the Wednesday season 2 premiere in New York looking like a gothic dream. We're talking floor-length black gown, leather details, plunging neckline, her raven hair messy in the best way. She was serving Wednesday Addams chic without even trying.
Thank you.
The cameras loved her. Dior loved her. Her fans, half of them were gagging over the look, and the other half instantly turned into CSI investigators over her face. Because apparently the dress wasn't the headline. The bleached brows, the sharp cheekbones, and that hollowed out contour effect, that's what sent the internet into overdrive. People online didn't just say she looked different, they accused her of surgical sabotage. Some were dead convinced she got buccal fat removal, a permanent procedure that literally carves out the fullness on your cheeks. And y'all, this is where the line between fashion critique and body shaming blurred real quick. Let's be real, nobody was talking about her Dior lipstick campaign, her Emmy nominations, or her actual career moves. They were too busy playing doctor over whether her cheekbones were natural or sliced out. And y'all, it only got messier from here. Now, for those who don't know, buccal fat removal is a cosmetic surgery where doctors literally go inside your cheeks and take out the fat pads to make your face look slimmer, sharper, and more model-esque. It's been a trend in Hollywood for a minute now. Chrissy Teigen even admitted to it. But here's the thing, it's permanent. You can't just try it out and go back. And you guys, the internet latched onto that fact with claws. One person wrote, "You can't undo buccal fat removal if that is in fact what she had done. Kind of looks like it, IMO, but I do think the overall look is cool too." Another doubled down saying, "This trend is making natural, beautiful women look horrible." But of course, trolls couldn't stop there. Someone else compared her to looking starved, saying the reason it looks unattractive is because people suffering from starvation have a similar look in their face. Shrunken in face and hollowed out cheekbones, we see this and think they're sick and starving and we're supposed to take political advice from these celebrities. These people don't even know how to take care of themselves. Like, imagine typing that out about a 22-year-old and thinking you're adding to the conversation. Not gonna lie, y'all, it was cruel. And the worst part, even people trying to defend Jenna still fed into the rumors. One comment went, "I think it's cool AF, change it up once in a while and you can always go back later." Which made no sense because you literally can't go back later. And after the whole buccal fat rumor spiral, you would think that people would move on. But no, whole threads popped up dissecting side-by-side photos of her from 2024 versus now, zooming in on her cheekbones like they'd uncovered some grand conspiracy. You couldn't tell me these people weren't treating her like a case study instead of a human being.
When you're 15 years old, it varies for a lot of people, and you look really different when you go from 15 into adulthood. So It's really hard to judge from these photos. You can't actually say that she's had any plastic surgery done. She could have had weight loss. If she had buccal fat pad removal, it could present itself as an imitation like you can see in this after photo. There's also a lot of lighting differences, paler makeup on, there's a stark contrast with the lipstick and the eyeshadow, you know, so there's clearly a lot of other things going on here to make her look more gothic and shadowy in the other picture versus the 15-year-old bright camera straight on.
This is where it starts to feel less like gossip and more like targeted bullying. Because once people realized they could get clicks by dragging Jenna's face, the floodgates opened and suddenly every joke was at her expense. And y'all, what made it worse? The silence from people who should have had her back. Now, here's the thing that really exposes the double standard, you guys. While male celebrities get work done, it's brushed off as aging gracefully or looking refreshed. Nobody is out here dissecting The Rock's jawline or speculating on Zac Efron's cheeks the way they're dissecting Jenna's. But because Jenna is a young woman in Hollywood, suddenly every tiny change is treated like a scandal. She can bleach her brows for a premiere, and then out of nowhere, she's trending for ruining her face. She loses a little fullness in her cheeks, and suddenly the internet has her booked for a secret surgery she never confirmed.
All right, today we got Jenna Ortega ruined her face. Bro, what is with these celebrities getting these weird plastic surgery procedures on their face, bro? Like, they genuinely be looking good. Y'all been seeing this new skeleton face style that women and guys have been doing? Like, what's up with that? It doesn't look good. People hop on these trends aesthetically and then do permanent damage to their face. It doesn't make sense.
Not gonna lie, it's exhausting just watching it happen. And you couldn't tell me this isn't rooted in a bigger issue with how society treats women in the spotlight. If Jenna looks exactly the same, people call her boring or mid. If she experiments with her look, suddenly she's sick or ruined. There's literally no winning. What makes it even more frustrating is how quickly the conversation shifted. 1 minute she's being praised for pulling off high fashion at the Wednesday premiere, and the next she's being memed like some internet punchline. It's whiplash. It shows how fake the support can be when you're a woman in Hollywood. And y'all, the internet wasn't done dragging, because after the premiere mess, the Dior campaign dropped, and instead of giving her credit for being booked and busy, they found a way to twist that too. The girl was glowing in sequined gowns, modeling lipsticks, and serving timeless Hollywood glamour. This was Dior putting her on the level of icons.
You wanna put 'em in your mouth, a limo down south. You wanna turn this shit out, that's what I'm talking about.
But of course, the internet couldn't let her breathe. Instead of celebrating the fact that a Latina actress from a Netflix show is now the face of Dior Beauty, trolls decided to drag the exact same face change narrative into the comments. Some people hyped her up, calling her, but others couldn't resist comparing her campaign photos to her red carpet look. Like, excuse me? You're looking at luxury campaign with professional lighting, styling, and retouching, but sure, let's act like it's a medical mystery. Now, the hypocrisy really jumped out here, you guys. Dior dropped behind-the-scenes clips of Jenna looking relaxed, laughing, just doing her thing, and her fans were hyping her up for being so natural and confident. But the second those same clips hit gossip forums, suddenly it was back to, are her cheekbones real or edited? Like, pick a side.
Hi, I'm Jenna Ortega,
Nice.
and I'm so excited to be announcing that I am the new Rouge Dior ambassador.
Beautiful. One more time, yeah. Nice. Gorgeous there to start.
This is the video set. Come on, this is where it feels like a heightened version of what you would expect carpets and glamour and fashion to be. So, it's been fun.
You could not tell me this isn't obsession. Even when she is literally securing international beauty deals, people are turning it into a face autopsy thread. At this point, you guys, it wasn't even about her dress or the Dior deal anymore. The whole conversation turned into people treating Jenna's face like it belonged to them. For the longest time, everyone called her one of those few young stars who kept it natural, no BBL talk, no filler rumors, just pure talent and a fresh look. And that's why these new comments hit so different. And y'all, that is not support. That is straight up turning on her, basically saying, we only liked you when you looked the way we wanted. Now, even with all of the hate, Jenna still had her real ones holding her down. Some fans were hyping her up, saying she was just experimenting with her look, calling it bold and very Wednesday coded. They reminded everyone that fashion is supposed to be fun, not a crime scene. But you guys, the divide was obvious. For every comment defending her, there were 10 more trying to drag her. And here's the thing. nothing. Throughout all of this, Jenna hasn't said a single word. No clapbacks, no PR statements, nothing. She's just keeping it moving like the noise doesn't exist. And honestly, that silence says more than any statement could. She is not feeding into it, but the internet refuses to let it die. Every time she shows up at an event, the same "what happened to her face" comments come crawling back. It's like people aren't even seeing Jenna Ortega anymore. They're seeing a target. And y'all, that is the creepiest part, because the internet can bully Jenna Ortega into a full-on spectacle over her face, and it shows they were never really rooting for her in the first place.